Hello everyone. If you're in Florida, you might have heard about the wild baboon invasion that's turning everyday life upside down. These cheeky primates aren't just a quirky sight. They're wreaking havoc with property damage, wiping out crops, and even posing real safety threats in neighborhoods across the state. Wondering exactly how these furry troublemakers are stirring up chaos? Drop a 1 in the comments below and stick around for the full scoop. In Miami alone, baboons have turned into a major menace on the roads, with more than 100 reported crashes involving these animals back in 2022. Drivers are dealing with sudden swerves, injuries, and epic traffic snarls that could drag on for hours. The root of the problem: shrinking natural food supplies are pushing these troops into city streets and highways in search of easy meals. Parked cars and stalled vehicles are prime targets for their raids, ramping up worries among locals about personal safety and costly repairs. In 2020, Florida officials rolled out a bold but tightly controlled strategy to curb the escalating baboon issue. Regulated hunting in select suburban and rural zones approved by the state. This approach aims to balance wildlife management with public safety, allowing only licensed hunters to participate under strict guidelines. Since the program kicked off, Miami's baboon numbers have plummeted from around 3,000 to just 1,000, with fewer traffic mishaps and safer roads for everyone. But hunting alone isn't the full story. Getting the community on board is key. Folks need to team up with local agencies to spread the word about baboon risks and share tips on how to handle encounters wisely. Studies show that daytime hunts work best, thanks to better visibility that helps hunters spot and track the animals more accurately, while boosting safety and effectiveness overall. Plus, experts recommend going in groups of 5 or 6, particularly in rugged backcountry spots, for added protection. Teaming up not only covers your back in tough situations, but also lets hunters swap stories, hone their skills, and level up together. In the heart of Florida's thriving hunting scene, Ruger stands out as a powerhouse in manufacturing top-tier gear tailored for serious outdoorsmen. From rugged rifles to essential accessories, their products are built to handle the demands of the wild. Adding to their stellar track record, the state has given the green light for using models like the Ruger American and Ruger Hawkeye in official hunts, cementing Ruger's status as a go-to brand for reliability and performance among hunters everywhere. When it comes to tracking down baboons in Florida's diverse landscapes, bait is your secret weapon for drawing them out. Seasoned hunters swear by fresh fruits like bananas and oranges to pique their curiosity and bring them into range. Skip the bait, and you're looking at slimmer odds of a successful encounter, which can drag out the whole process. That's why pros put real thought into choosing and setting up their lures. It's all about boosting efficiency and stacking the deck in your favor for a smarter, more productive outing. To keep things safe for hunters out there, Florida's got some smart rules in place. Sure, firearm hunting isn't allowed just anywhere, but if you're set on joining the effort, you can snag the right permits from state wildlife officials. These guidelines are all about drawing a firm line on safety. Think mandatory training, gear checks, and no-go zones to prevent accidents. It's a solid setup that lets responsible folks pitch in without turning the outdoors into a free-for-all. When it comes to getting your hands on a hunting permit in Florida, you've got options like basic recreational licenses, special wildlife management area passes, and limited quota spots for high-demand areas. For baboon hunts specifically, you need to be 18 or older and stick to every rule in the book. Slip up, and you could face hefty fines, a yank license, or even court time if it's a big deal. These measures are designed to promote ethical practices and protect both people and wildlife. Pretty crucial for keeping the balance right. As a seasoned hunter who's tangled with wild boars all over the world, I can tell you nothing beats the thrill of fall in Europe. Picture this. Under those stunning golden canopies in the woods, these huge beasts are on a prowl, tearing up crops and putting local farmers in a real bind. That's why my crew and I are suited up and ready to roll, tackling this escalating issue head-on to keep things in check.
Instincts demand absolute precision. Every shot, every step.
These wild boars are way more than just pests. They're devastating whole fields and threatening folks' way of life out in the countryside. No wonder more areas are turning to smart, targeted hunts to safeguard our food sources and support rural communities. If you're into authentic tales of hunting and wildlife management, smash that subscribe button and stick with us right here at Leopard Farm.
Are you ready? Let's get started.
Today's video. We hope it brought you an interesting topic.
We rolled into the woods just as the sun was peeking over the horizon, geared up to the nines and itching for some action. For this outing, I opted for my trusty Merkel RX Helix rifle, topped off with the state-of-the-art BT3 tactical RDM3X scope that gives me pinpoint accuracy no matter the distance. Barely an hour into our session, I caught a rustle in the brush. Out charged a pack of wild boars, spooked and barreling like freight trains. These weren't your run-of-the-mill hogs. They were hulking brutes, toughened by the winter chill, sporting matted fur and razor-sharp tusks that could star in a horror film. That scope was a game changer, letting me lock and steady from medium to long range without missing a beat. I lined up my shots, pulling the trigger methodically as the echoes bounced off the trees. The boars tumbled down the hillside, picking up a storm of golden autumn leaves in their wake. But let's be real, hunting like this is no walk in the park. Not every round hits perfectly. These beasts are built like tanks, move like lightning, and know how to hug the landscape for cover. It takes laser-focused concentration every single moment to come out on top. We kept our eyes peeled, sweeping the thick brush for any sign of movement. Off in the distance, our tracking dogs had flushed out a big boar, chasing it hard through the tangled woods as it bolted for cover. One well-placed shot from my rifle brought it down in an instant. And that was just the start. More kept showing up, making it obvious this forest was crawling with them. No wonder they spill over into nearby farms when their food sources dry up. The destruction of wheat isn't some small hassle. It's a real gut punch for folks scraping by on the land. Venturing farther into the timber, I spotted another one dodging through the underbrush, but it wasn't giving me a clear line right off the bat. I held steady, matching its rhythm until the perfect moment, then dropped it with a single round. All around us, the crack of gunfire rang out as my buddies zeroed in on their targets too. These boars weren't playing hide and seek. Every couple of minutes, another shadow would materialize. In a hunt like this, lightning fast reflexes and dead-on aim aren't optional. They're what keep you in the game.
Our hunting experience in the swamp has come to an end. How do you feel about today?
We were buzzing from the rush of our early takedowns, those massive boars lying there like trophies, built like tanks with rugged hides and razor-sharp tusks that could tear through anything. But I stayed locked in, eyes sharp and mind clear. This gig wasn't all about the adrenaline kick. It was our way of stepping up for the local farmers, shielding their crops from the chaos these critters unleash. Sure, boars are quick and cagey as hell, but our dead-eye shooting was turning the tide. Every boom that cut through the air was a solid win. I'd already notched a handful of clean hits by then, and the forest was alive with the sharp reports of rifles, startling the herd into a wild scramble that just amped us up even more. I slammed in fresh rounds without one. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're tackling a wild issue that's hitting American farmers hard: black bears raiding farmlands. These massive creatures are tearing through fields, racking up millions in crop damage, and putting farmers' livelihoods on the line. As bear populations grow and their natural food sources dwindle, These clashes between wildlife and agriculture are spiking, creating chaos for rural communities. Stick with us as we unpack this growing problem. Hit that like button, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Across the U.S., farmers are grappling with a costly and relentless threat: black bears wreaking havoc on their crops. Each year, an estimated 30,000 bear-related incidents leave behind a trail of destruction, with damages costing millions. Picture pouring your heart into months of hard work, only to find your fields trampled and your harvest wiped out overnight. Driven by hunger and drawn to easy food sources, these bears flatten acres in a single night, leaving farmers scrambling to protect their land and their future. In a devastating blow to a farmer in the eastern U.S., an entire 50-acre cornfield was obliterated in just 3 days. Despite investing heavily in a 6-foot-high electric fence to protect his livelihood, the farmer could only watch as relentless black bears breached the barrier. Driven by hunger and guided by sharp instincts, the bears struck repeatedly, with security footage capturing over 20 intrusions in a single night. Their cunning and determination led to a staggering $60,000 loss, wiping out not only the crop but also the costs of seeds, fertilizers, labor, and future profits. Black bears are far more than brute force. They're clever, adaptable, and relentless problem solvers. Farmers across the country arm themselves with electric fences, motion-activated alarms, and noise deterrents, only to find these defenses no match for the bear's ingenuity. These animals quickly learn to exploit weak points, digging beneath fences or scaling them with ease to reach their prize. Once inside, their massive size and weight leave fields in ruins, flattening acres of crops in mere hours, and leaving farmers grappling with catastrophic losses.